All right, shalom. This is Chanach Sha'anban Yasharallah from the Lions in the Yasharallah camp. First and foremost, I'd like to say Kal Halayim La Yahawah, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Harakak Wadash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, and salutations to the archon that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahawah by Hashem Yahushai. This is Matthew 24:19. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. All right. And the inspiration to this lesson is I'm having an addition to my family. My wife is due next month, and my oldest daughter, which is 21, about to be 22, she had her first child. And a question when she asked me, she's like, "Dad, we're going through all this stuff," and basically referencing to this scripture about woe unto them that are with child and them that give suck in those days. And she kind of got a little scared, but I had to explain to her that time was talking about was in 70 AD when General Titus and Vespasian came in and invaded Jerusalem and destroyed the temple, the second temple. And we're in the process of building the third temple. But I told her in those times for the ones that really believe in the name of Yahawah Shem Yahushai in sincerity and truth, don't have to worry about those things. Because he's going to protect the children like how he protect Lot and his children. So I just want to get in a couple of scriptures going into that, but it's going to be a test of faith. It's not like it's going to be a walk in the park or a cakewalk. The Most High is going to test our faith to the point where you might be on the bridge of death, and they're like, "Hey, we're going to kill your kids if you don't take this chip." And then the Lord is just jump in the way and and intervene. That's where he does his best work, when you're in the sight of danger. So like the elder always says, just live dangerously, not living foolishly, but living dangerously, meaning danger. Like that's how big your faith should be, to the point where in the eyes of the unlearned, it would seem that you would be acting dangerous. But in the eyes of those that understand and believe in Yahawah Shem Yahushai, you're putting yourself in a position to show his power. All right, so I just want to get a couple scriptures talking about that. And Lord willing, this is edifying and it serves its purpose to the edifying of the body and the perfection of the saints. All right, so Matthew 24:19, it says, "Woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days." Yeah, that happened in 70 AD, but also that's for 2/3 of our people in these days, because they had their chance at their grace period, but that grace period, the doorway to the truth is slowly shutting. Not slowly shutting, it's shutting very fast. So all those that don't get right with Yahawah Shem Yahushai, they're going to have to suffer. And they're going to have to suffer death by pain. It doesn't matter women and children, old and young. All right, men, women, and children, old and young. All right, so you had your opportunity to receive his mercy at around this time. But once these plagues start going and the way of truth is sealed up, then, it's going to be doomed for you. But the things that are written aforetime are written for our learning. All right, so now going back to Genesis chapter 19, where Lot had his kids, even though they weren't little children, but they were still his daughters, and they were saved by the angels of the Lord, man. And and those accounts were written for us to have faith, all right, and understanding of what's to come, and for us to have security, a succor in Yahawah by Shem Yahushai. All right, Genesis 19:1, "And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Behold, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house." And that's funny, because Lot was the only individual that knew that those were men of the Lord. That just shows you how your spirit is, and how you're going to be in those days. When destruction is at the brinks, when we're at the brinks of destruction, right, the Lord is going to reveal things to you. You're going to be able to see clearly who his men are, who the angels are, and who aren't. Right, but everybody else is going to be blinded. They'll be in the middle of chaos and probably walk right past the angel and won't even know it. But look how open Lot's eyes were to see and understand that those were the men of the Lord. All right, and he asked them to come tarry with him. It says, verse 2, it says, "And he said, Behold, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the streets all night. So they ready to get to business and get to destroying that place, man. They ready to get to business. That's how the angels of the Lord are. They don't play around. They don't fool. They don't mess around, man. They don't mess around. Verse 3. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned unto him. So finally he's like, yo, come on, just tarry with me, tarry with me, tarry with me. And they finally entered into his house. And entered into his house, and he made them a feast, and did break unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even men of Sodom, compassed the house round about, compassed the house a house round, both old and young, all the people from every corner. So that everybody was trying to compass the house. All right, so that's how those martial law troops are going to be in that day. You know, it says, verse 5. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, Where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. And that's them with their wicked gayness, man. That's another topic for another day. But they were on some foolery, man, and some real foolery, by asking Lot something like that to reveal the men unto him for the foolishness. All right. So it says, verse 6, it says, And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. So it was so bad what these men of Sodom and Gomorrah were trying to do, that Lot was willing to defile his daughters just to keep them from doing the wickedness, man. All right, verse 8. Behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do to them as good as in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. Like, so basically, if you have guests, you're responsible for those guests of men of Israel if they come and live under your roof. So you're supposed to, by them being your guests, you're supposed to not let anything wicked or anything bad happen to them. Because if they're under your roof, they're your responsibility. But little do these people know that these are men of the Lord. These are angels. Okay? Verse 9, they said, Stand back. And they said again, This is one fellow came into the sojourn, and he will needs to be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. But the men put their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them, and shut the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. So they made them blind, man. Smote them with blindness. And what does the scripture say? When the enemy shall rush in as a flood, the Lord Yahawah shall lift up. Matter of fact, let me get it. This is Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of Yahawah from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. And that standard is to take the flight. All right? So going back to Genesis 19:11, it says, And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. And the men said unto Lot, Hast thou any besides son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters? And whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of Yahawah Yahushai, and the Lord has sent us to destroy it, just like how he's going to send Yahawah to destroy America, as he did Sodom and Gomorrah with fire and brimstone, the fire and brimstone being the ICBM nuclear missiles. Verse 13, it says, "For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord has sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out and spake with his son-in-laws, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his son-in-laws." And when they didn't want to go, they wanted to participate in the folly and the foolishness that was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. Slack is. I'm sitting outside doing my lesson, and people riding around and walking back, looking all weird and crap. Go on about your business. Okay. Verse 15, it says, "When the morning arose, then the angels hasted Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and the 2 daughters." See, the son-in-laws were still out partying. And it says, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. So basically, and that's what we're spiritually doing now, is coming out of the midst of Babylon. Okay, and also, we're going to be delivered. The ones that are of the elect are going to be delivered in that day through the chariots. Okay. Verse 16, it says, And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon his hand of his wife, and upon the hands of his 2 daughters. And the Lord being merciful unto him, they brought him forth and set him without the city. So basically, that's like they grabbed him and flew to the gates of the city to get Lot out of there, and then they flew back in to destroy it. That's like Scripture says, he shall give his angels charge over thee. Verse 17, it says, "And it came to pass, when they brought them forth abroad, that he said, Escape for thy life. Look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plains. Escape to the mountains, lest thou be consumed. And Lot said unto them, O not so, my Lord. Behold, now thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed me unto me, and saving my life, and I cannot escape to the mountains, lest some evil take me, and I die. Behold, now this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. O let me escape thither. It is not a little one, and my soul shall live. And he said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing, also that I will not overthrow this city, for the which thou hast spoken. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything until thou be come thither. Therefore the name of the city was called Zoar. So basically, oh man. So he said, hurry up and escape, because they can't do anything until he gets to this place of refuge. That kind of goes into similar, like they holding back the destruction in Revelation chapter 7 until all the elect are sealed. Okay? Verse 23, it says, The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. And that's how the missile's going to come down out of the sky on Sodom and Gomorrah. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. And he overthrew those cities and all the plains and all the inhabitants of the city, and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, as she became a pillar of salt. All right, the scriptures say, any man that put his hand to the plow and look back is not fitted for the kingdom, man. So we ought to have total faith in Yahawah Shem Yahawah in those days and these days and any days, that we get deliverance and that we're going to be preserved, and have faith, because our faith is going to be tested. Just because you be put in a dangerous situation doesn't mean the Lord has forsaken you. What he's doing is he's trying to show his power. If you believe in sincerity and in truth, he will deliver you. Okay, going to Psalms 91 and 10. Because those are angels of the Lord that came in and delivered Lot out of Sodom and Gomorrah. This is Psalms 91 and 10. It says, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. All right, so Lot and his children were saved, but his wife became destroyed because she looked back. She didn't have faith. All right. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy feet against a stone. Thou shalt, that's how, man, listen, that's how they, man, we're going to be delivered, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahawah Shem Yahushai, man. As long as you have faith. You have to have faith and believe. That's the ultimate thing. All right? You got to know his name, man. You got to have faith in his name. Verse 13. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample on the feet. Because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high because he known my name. All right? And we believe on Yahawah Shem Yahushai, man. That's why it's going to give us deliverance. And what is that belief? That belief is faith. Because you gotta have faith in order to please Yahawah Shem Yahushai. Matter of fact, let me get Hebrews 11 and 6. This is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. And it says, but without faith it is impossible to please him, for he that cometh to Yahawah must believe that he is, and that he is a redeemer to them that diligently seek him. And that's the point. So if we diligently seek the Lord, he will save us and our children like he did for Lot. All right, I'm going to close it out with this. 2 Ezra chapter 2, verse 15. It says, mother or father, embrace thy children and bring them up with gladness. Make their feet as fast as a pillar, for I have chosen thee, saith the Lord. He's talking to his elect. And those that be dead will rise up again from their place and bring them out of the grave, for they have known my name. So those that die in the Lord are going to be glorified. Fear not, thou mother of thy children, for I have chosen thee, saith the Lord. For thy help will I send my servants, Esau and Jeremy, after whose counsel I have sanctified and prepared for thee 12 trees laden with diverse fruits. And those 12 trees that were laden in diverse fruits represent the 12 tribes of Israel. All right. And as for many fountains flowing with milk and honey, and 7 mighty mountains whereupon there grow roses and lilies, whereby I will fill thy children with joy. Do right to the widow, judge the fatherless, give the poor, defend the orphan. All right. Where was I at? Defend the orphan, clothe the naked. Because the scripture said it's better, like for the men that dealing with women that have kids, it's better to be a father to the fatherless than a husband to the widow. Verse 21, it says, heal the broken and the weak, laugh not a lame man to scorn, defend the maimed, and let the blind man come into the sight of my cleanliness. So that's what this word does. It heals all types of illness, right? And it's for sickness and cleanliness. And that's what the word does. It heals us. That's why when the Lord, when it was a miracle that the Lord did, and when he healed the person, he said, thy sins are forgiven. Okay? Verse 22, it said, keep the old and young within thy walls. Right. Or fortifying them with the word. Wheresoever thou findest the dead, take them and bury them, and I will give thee the first place in my resurrection. Abide still, O my people, and take thy rest, for thy quietness still come. And thy rest, this is the rest where they cause the weariness to rest in these scriptures. It says, nourish thy children, O thou good nurse, establish their feet. And we establish the feet of our children by teaching them this word and teaching them to believe in Yahawah Hashem Yahushai. As for thy servants whom I have given thee, there shall none of them perish, for I will require them among thy number. Be not worried, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. Right, because we believe in the name of Yahawah Hashem Yahushai, and he's going to be our Savior. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. That's right. No weapon formed against us shall prosper, because the Lord spoke it. All right, if it wasn't true, he wouldn't have spoken it. All right, this is the point right here. I'm going to close it out with this one. It says, this is 2 Ezra 2:29. It says, my hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell. And that's what's coming on this place, man. All hell is about to break loose, man. And the Lord said those that believe in his name, he will protect them and protect their children. All right? But we're going to have to show faith in order for us to receive that blessing. With that being said, I'd like to say, Kal Halayim La Yahawah, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Harakah Kodash Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone. And salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahawah Ba'Hashem Yahushai. We're almost out of here, man. Keep up the faith. Shalom.